What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another week of the Office Pool. I'm here with my man Alex. I'm TD.
Let's go.
Hey, man, let's get into this recap, man. I want to see what was what.
Yeah.
Golly, we
7 weeks down, a few weeks left to go.
Golly. What was that song you sang?
Which one? 7 whole weeks.
Let's get into our recap for week 7. Game number 1 in London. The Patriots at Jacksonville.
Absolutely.
Does Jacksonville not love to play in London or what? Do they have like partial citizenship?
The cool part about it is the fans love them there, win or lose. They just love to have a good time and a reason to drink, and they've been having a good time out there in London, week in and week out. And, Jacksonville is racking up the losses out there in London.
They were at the time. Jacksonville, fortunately this time they played well enough to beat the Patriots 32-16 in London. Let's go to game number 2, the Lions and the Vikings. We had a pair of very good teams.
Yeah, 2 great teams. What the Lions are showing us is that they are for real. That they're serious. You know, they were knocking on the door last year with 1 game out of being in contingencies for Super Bowl. I mean, they were right there on the doorstep. I felt strongly that the Vikings would protect home. I really felt that way. They were undefeated up until then.
Yeah, I thought that as well. I thought Minnesota was going to play well at home.
Yeah.
It was a really close game. It was like back and forth.
Yeah, good football.
Jared Goff, man. You can't say anything bad about this guy. You know, he plays when they need him to play. 22-25, 280 yards and 2 TDs in the air. And then of course, my man Sam Darnold has been doing it.
And doing it well.
Yeah. Okay, LL. 27, 259 yards, 1 TD, 1 INT for the loss. Detroit won 31-29 in a close game in Minnesota for game number 2. Let's move on to game number 3, the Titans and the Bills. Was that not our no-brainer?
Yeah,
that was our no-brainer.
No-brainer.
Of course, Bills on top, 34-10. I'm gonna tell you, man. Josh Allen is he's starting to hit that stride that he hit last season around this time, where he just started playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
You can't say nothing bad about the way he is.
And you can't underestimate him
Yeah.
either.
You can never underestimate it. But when he gets to like getting hot, that in the gunslinger mode, 21-33, 323 yards. I believe he was our first 300-yard passer for Sunday. 2 TDs. Bro, you can't bet against Josh Allen when he's playing like that, when he has a hot hand.
Yeah, and they face Seattle going into week 8, so that'll be an interesting matchup. Let's move on to game number 4, the Dolphins and the Colts. People were talking about Tua Tagovailoa, whether he was going to come back for this game or was it going to be next week. And then we ended up having a Joe Flacco sighting. Yeah, well, I picked Colts off the rip.
Yeah.
And I think the quarterback's coming back this week, still up in the air. As long as he's out, I'm not picking Dolphins.
Joe didn't play, but Anthony Richardson did. He played well enough for the Colts to win. I'm sorry, he played well enough for the Colts not to lose.
There you
go. 129 yards in the air is not very good production. I don't know. I think Flacco might have been out. I wanted to see another Joe Flacco sighting. I love seeing that guy. However, we had 2 quarterbacks. I believe was it Tyler Huntley got hurt?
Yeah. So there's some injuries on.
Yeah, Tyler Huntley got hurt, and Tim Boyle had to finish up the game 8-13, 74 yards. But Tyler Huntley did throw that touchdown to get Miami back into the game to where they were only down by 6. So hats off to the Colts with a 16-10 win over the Miami Dolphins in Indianapolis. Game number 5, we have Seattle in the ATL, who traveled so well at Carolina week before last rather. And I thought it kind of, I was like, okay. I mean, they might get him, but I'm still going to go with the Seahawks on that one. But the Seahawks ended up showing who they were in Atlanta. And my boy, he came out to play. Yeah. Geno Smith comes to play. He's a tremendous competitor, 18-28, 207 yards and 2 TDs, and he also did it with his speed as well. Yeah. 15, maybe 20 yards on the ground.
Is he considered a young guy?
Geno's he's a wily veteran. Okay. Yeah. Geno's in the old guy. Yeah. He makes it look like he's still young. Yeah. Seattle 34. Atlanta Falcons ATL. So tell me about the ATL fans.
They're electrifying and they're very enthusiastic. They are ride or die, just like Cowboy fans. I did in fact think that they would protect home field over at Mercedes-Benz in the Dome. I thought that was a big factor that was going to weigh in, and then coming off their electrifying play the week before, I really thought that they were going to hold it down. But they've been exposed on tape, and I think that's going to affect them in this week and the next few weeks. So they have been exposed. Their weaknesses have been exposed.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you, man, it's just a matter of time, man. It's just a matter of time for Atlanta. Just a matter of time before they put it all together. And not just 1 or 2 games. We're talking about a series of games this season. Let's move on to game number 6. The Texans in Green Bay playing the Packers, and Jordan Love he came out on top this week for the Battle of the Young Guns. I know we talked about that last week, the CJ Stroud and the Jordan Love game, but I believe it was an exciting game. We're talking 24-22. Right. That's a 2-point game.
Yes. And it was worth every minute of it. I really felt strongly about the Texans. It was upside down, so Green Bay got out ahead. But then Texas was coming. When they came back, they came back. Yeah. And they came back with some real body blows. And I'm thinking, I got this in the bag. I got the Texans. And Green Bay was very resilient, and they held down, I was going to say home court, they held their home field advantage, and they came out with the win.
And I think one of the things that made that game as close is CJ Stroud didn't really get warmed up like he normally does. Normally, in a game like that, he'll throw maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns and put the team in a position to score more than 22 points. However, he didn't throw any touchdowns. 0 touchdowns this game. He 10 for 21 for 186 yards.
High school numbers.
Yeah. However, Jordan Love, he did what gunslingers do, man. 24 of 33, 220 yards, 3 TDs in the air, and had those 2 interceptions that kept the game close for the Texans. Congratulations to the Green Bay Packers.
And the young gunner.
The Young Guns, the Battle of the Young Guns. I love that one. Yes, sir. We have another Battle of the Young Guns this week. For our NFL picks, and you'll get a chance to see that coming up. All right, let's move to game number 7. Cincinnati at Cleveland.
Was that the no-brainer or was the?
No, the no-brainer was Buffalo. Was Bills Titans. But I'm just talking about how Cleveland is really struggling, and now Deshaun Watson is out for the season.
Yeah, it's kind of like a self-destruction, if you will. Like they're imploding from within. They look kind of like how the Raiders organization is falling apart and crumbling right before our eyes. Yeah. It started with the top though, and that's different. Yeah, I get like wide receiver play or coach play, but when the quarterback, he got a lot of pressure put on him, and now being injured. And not being able to kind of like, show and prove and silence the naysayers. It's I don't think it's looking good for the Browns.
I was expecting a little bit more from this season, but he had a couple of shining moments. One of which was, I remember the third quarter in the Dallas game when I was like, oh boy,
this game. You talking about another game?
Oh boy, yeah. And that was the last time I saw that part of Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, and what people fail to realize is these are athletes, yes, first and foremost, but they are also human beings. Yeah. And that stress and that social media and that pressure and being a perfectionist, you're calling out these stats, and if they throw the ball 30 times, but they only hit 23 or 30, that's a good stat. But the pressure to get 23 out of 30 is a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure. Yeah.
Man,
Speaking of pressure, you can always count on my guy Joe Cool Burrow to perform when he needs to perform the most for Seattle, and him and that Jamar Chase connection.
Yeah, that 1-2 punch.
Yeah, that 1-2 punch is devastating.
Like the flip side of the
And we also had a T. Higgins sighting in the receiving core. Yeah, T. Higgins also caught a touchdown, 4 receptions for 82 yards on the TD, and Jamar Chase had that triple nickel.
Yeah.
5 catches, 55 yards.
Can't touch him.
1 TD. Shouts out to the Bengals. Shouts out to you, Joe. Way to play it cool. Cincinnati over the Cleveland Browns, 21-14. The next game was my underdog pick of the week. I thought wrong. The Philadelphia Eagles came to New York and put those Daniel May questions to bed.
Yeah, I picked the Eagles, man. The only thing with the Giants, kind of like the Cardinals.
Yeah,
they can be hot when they're hot, and be cold and be just cold.
Yeah,
right. And I'm talking like just like cold. And right now, I see them in a cold phase. Yeah, I really do. And I saw the Eagles definitely warming up, and they showed improved. They came in and got me the W. For the Eagles over the Giants.
Yeah, Daniel Jones is still, he's still trying to find his niche in New York, trying to find that weapon he can go to. But yeah, Jalen Hurts, man, another one of those young guns. The crazy thing is he only threw the ball 14 times.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, 10 of 14 for 114 and 1 TD.
Well,
yeah.
There you have it. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, 10, 14, 114. I think I'm going to play that. I'm going to play those numbers. 10, 14.
Lotto.
Yeah, played a lot on that. That was, Right. Let's move on, man, to the Raiders.
Yeah.
In LA versus the Rams. Are the Raiders done for the season?
Yes.
They're done?
Yeah. They're done. You want to go through the list of who's done?
Say they're on top of that list?
No, they're right there after the Panthers and the Panthers, and I want to say the Giants.
Yeah, we both picked the Rams on that one.
Yeah.
The Rams.
No, excuse me, the Browns is on that done list.
Yeah, the Browns is on that, definitely on that done list.
Yeah, Browns and the Raiders on that done list.
Yeah, the Rams 20, that Raiders 15. I love saying that though, because I got to get into my Chris Berman. For all you young people that know who Chris Berman is, please look up some old Sports Center footage from ESPN.
Shout out to Chris Berman.
Yeah, shout out to Chris Berman, one of the best to ever do it.
And he's pretty decent on the golf course too. His swing is ridiculous. But I'll show you some clips of him on the golf course. Let's move on.
The Carolina Panthers at the Washington Commanders. There was only one young gun in that game.
Yeah.
And he sacrificed his body though. He's got those ribs. He did not practice today.
Right.
However, they have him questionable for Sunday. But I mean, let's look at this, man. We're talking
pure clinic.
Yeah. But he got hurt, and the good thing about it was they have a good backup in Marcus Mariota.
They do.
Who stepped in and actually orchestrated that win.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, they had it in the back. They scored in the first. Every time they really, bro. The game was won. My boy, shout out to Jason at DC. He texted me like, "Hey man, you want to donate $100 to my cash app?" I'm like, "What are you talking about? You want to bet me on this game?" I was like, "Why would I bet?" I said, "Are you taking the Panthers? Because I'm not betting."
Yeah, are you taking the Panthers? I'm not taking the Panthers.
I'm taking the Panthers. He's like, "Yeah, y'all done." He said, "We about to drop. He about to run y'all up." I can't say what he said, but it was bad. I agree with him. I said, "Yeah, I'm not going to bet against you."
Yeah, the Washington Commanders 40, Carolina Panthers 7.
And that 7 was like a gimme 7. It was like a little donation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I still appreciate the way Andy Dalton suits up and he comes out to play.
He's a professional.
A young
like,
guy.
let's not get him messed up. Like, and he was in a car wreck in Charlotte.
The other day.
So he won't play this Sunday, and they'll put Bryce back in.
So Bryce will be back in.
Bryce will be back in.
Okay.
And good for Bryce to get the reps and maybe however this plays out. But I was saying that Andy has been there. Remember, Andy was there last year, and Andy has been keeping Bryce on his wing. And Andy, when he comes to work, he comes to work.
Yeah.
I mean, they beat the Raiders. We didn't know how bad the Raiders were at that time, and everybody got excited.
Yeah.
But he beat the Raiders, and he looked really good. If you look at those stats, you pull those stats up. When you look at those stats, he's consistent, right? And the team clearly got behind him. Run game was looking good. Everything was looking good. But Commanders was just a tall task for the Carolina Panthers going into week 7. So, I think the next one on the list was what?
The next one on the list is Kansas City at the 49ers. And that's kind of surprised me, even though both of us picked Kansas City.
Yeah.
I was thinking that Brock Purdy was going to open up that can in the third and fourth quarter.
Interception in there for the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
There's a wrap after that. I mean, here's the thing. Kansas City is good, right?
Yeah.
But they got that like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant effect on the other team. The other teams get caught up in the glitz and glamour. They're like staring at Mahomes as he's cooking y'all.
Yeah, you can't watch Mahomes all the time. You can't. I mean, it's hard because the guy is so mesmerizing with his gameplay quarterback.
Tiptoe down the line.
Yeah, the sidearm, the no look pass. It's hard. It's kind of like back in the day when people, whoever played the Chicago Bulls and you were on defense, and you had trouble. Was you gonna watch Michael Jordan? Or was you gonna try to play? Yeah, you gonna see what he does. Yeah.
And the whole team just staring and watching. Like, y'all need to play defense on these guys. So I think the level of respect and that intestinal fortitude, they need to start. They need to come with some energy and some hate when they play against these guys. That you can see that they're admiring the other team. You can't do that. Yeah. You can't be admiring the other team. You need to stop the other team.
You got to stop them.
Oh my God.
Stop them.
That ain't helping, man. The refs are already admiring them and letting them get away with everything.
Yeah.
Did you touch Patrick?
Flag. He got bumped. Like, wait a minute. Flag. Yeah, come on, man. Kansas City 28. San Francisco 18. It was still a very good game. And let's move on to our primetime pick of the week. I love saying that. The primetime pick of the week, sponsored by Prime, right here downtown Greensboro at 223 South Elm Street.
We could be anywhere in the world, but we're right here.
So we had the Steelers and the Jets.
Steelers and Jets. Interesting on paper. You look at the Jets, you look at Aaron Rodgers.
Very interesting on paper.
They had just acquired Devontae Adams, and the people were hyped up. I think you were hyped up as well.
Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was wanting to see.
Said,
here we go.
And I said,
let's look at that connection.
He just got the class. Let him get his.
So he just got the class.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just got the school. He got the New Jersey rather. And I mean, you got to give him time to get acclimated. You know what I mean? I said, Russell Wilson back in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Let me get that prime time pick of the week.
Well, you got that one 37-15 over the Jets, man. And that was our week 7 picks. Let's tally these things up, shall we? We had both had Jacksonville. We both had Buffalo. We both had Indianapolis. I had Green Bay. I had Seattle over ATL. I had, we both had Cincinnati. You had Philly. We both had the Rams. We had a lot of the same picks going down.
We did.
We separated on the ones that, where I had to say I got to get an underdog pick. But let's see here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for TD.
Yeah,
and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for Alex.
No, I got you whooped.
Where you got me whooped at?
Falcons, Bills.
I pick Seattle.
Coach. Oh, we split on the Vikings line. We go pick that one.
Yeah. It's a tie. What was your we need a tiebreaker. What was your
I gotta go back and look at the score.
Yeah, let's look at the score.
We'll look at the score.
Yeah.
Wow.
Golly, we got a tie for week 7. This is our second tie. Yeah.
Oh, because Cardinals Chargers didn't count.
Yeah.
Why didn't that one count? Cardinals Chargers.
Where are we at?
Cardinals Chargers. Did they play? Cardinals Chargers.
Cardinals Chargers. That was a Monday night game. Yeah, we didn't do that. But yeah, man, another tie. I'll take it. The longest you don't win, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that, bro. As long as you don't win, Alex.
I had it as a win.
You had it as a win, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, that win was gone today. Hey, coming up after the break, man, we have an exciting new fall drink.
Oh yeah.
That we will be.
Danny is whipping up. So our mixologist here on site at Prime is. You saw him in a few episodes back. I mean, this guy's phenomenal. He comes up with this stuff. I don't know if it's sleep or what, but he comes up with some of the wildest taste notes and puts it and liquefies whatever that taste he wants. He can liquefy it. It could be a sound. It could be a smell. It could be a color. And this guy can liquefy it into a drink and blow your mind away. We'll be back.
And this is the fall drink menu.
This is going to be on our fall drink menu.
Okay.
This will be the special this week here at Prime. And there's also a phenomenal wine that will also display as well.
Got a wine too this week.
Oh,
okay.
Gosh, man. Only at Prime.
Hey, they trying to get us drunk on set. so we have to stay here. Hey man, we'll be back right after these messages. Only on the Office Pool.
Let's go.
I got 20 on my feet.
These are glazed steaks and cut in-house. We'll season them for a little while, and then we'll bring them out so you can see what kind of cut you're going to get. And then after that, I'll bring it back out to you and completely different thing.
Your number one choice for Vibe Dining is now located at 223 South Elm Street. Prime, where they've turned fine dining into Vibe Dining.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back. You see we dripped out thanks to our sponsor, Stoners. If you like the jeans, you like the outfit, you like the hats, go to www.stonersvintagejeans.com. Am I correct?
That's where you get it. StonersVintageJeans.com. It's real simple. StonersVintageJeans.com. You don't even need the www. Just jump right in there.
StonersVintageJeans.com.
Jump right in
Okay.
there.
All right. So while we dripped out here, let's get into our Week 8 picks.
Yeah. This week is
NFL Week 8.
This week is probably one of the most exciting, anticipating weeks for the league. This is the turning point where playoffs. People start thinking playoffs. They start looking at the
Not us.
board. No, not the
Not
Cowboys,
Cowboys.
and definitely not the Panthers. However, there's people. This is when you start looking at the playoff first. Around week 8 is when you start looking at this is where we're going to start putting the bracket together. This is what we can start seeing in the playoffs. So let's go week 8.
All right, let's get into it, man. First game is the Packers at Jacksonville, the Jaguars.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm going Packers. Okay, Jaguars. They just haven't been consistent enough for me to put my money on.
Yeah. Well, I've got Green Bay, and that's of course Jordan Love.
Young gunner.
He's a young gun, and I know Trevor Lawrence is going to be at home. He's going to be comfortable. However, that Green Bay train has been rolling.
It has been, and hats off to Jordan Love taking his team and steering that ship into the win category. So, Let's go.
All right.
Both on the Packers.
Yes, sir. We both got Green Bay on the board. Let's go to game number 2. We got Arizona Cardinals in MIA, and we're talking about a Tua Tagovailoa
Possibly coming back. Now, here's the thing, because if he comes back, you're going to see a different type of energy, because now you can activate the Tyrants. You can activate a different type of explosive offense, if you will, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if not, but then you got Kyler Murray, who's been hot and cold, right?
Yeah.
And
but he can still do it with his legs, so don't press him. Don't press him.
So here's the thing. I love Miami. I like the travel from Arizona to Miami. I think that's going to have some effect on it. However, with the, unlikely and could be likely chances of the starting, or would be starting quarterback, the franchise quarterback, coming back, I'm still going to go with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Put the Cardinals on that.
Okay. Let's go to game number 3.
Who you picking?
I got the Cardinals, of course.
Yeah,
Come on, man.
Yeah, say that loud now.
Let's move on to game number 3. Got the New York Football Jets at the struggling Patriots at home.
Right.
You mentioned about the Devontae Adams connection with his boy Aaron Rodgers. How's that going to go this week?
Well, I mean, it didn't go great last week in week 7.
Mm-hmm.
However, their reputation, personal and business reputation, is on the line, right? And taking 2 losses in a row, not happening. And the Patriots aren't going to just miraculously just turn into a great football team. They've been trashed, just like the Panthers. I'm talking about the juice that comes out the trash bag when you dragging it.
You guys heard this at home, right?
Right. Yeah, they garbage juice.
Yeah.
So the Jets are definitely going to be my pick. I'm going with the New York Jets, Aaron Rodgers. And as a matter of fact, if you got to pick,
this is not a no-brainer.
Yeah, I would go no-brainer.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be our no-brainer.
I would go no-brainer.
Go ahead and throw that on the screen. We've got a no-brainer pick for the New York Football Jets in game number 3.
Definitely no-brainer.
Let's move on to game number 4 in Cleveland.
Yep.
We got the Ravens coming to town, and Cleveland is not showing any signs of getting better.
Get the trash can out.
Is that another no-brainer? Do we have 2 no-brainers this week?
I mean, I ain't put that. No, I don't have to even.
Yeah, I didn't have to look.
Right.
You already know my pick.
Yeah, I mean, that's trash. Browns, trash.
Yeah, we got Baltimore. Alex and I have Baltimore for that game. Golly. How about game number 5? This will be a competitive game in Cincinnati. We got the Eagles coming to town.
This is going to be probably one of the best games to watch. Whether you're a fan or not a fan.
Yeah.
You're going to look at 2 quarterbacks, gunslingers, right? And you're going to look at some explosive. Both offense, the defenses are both not great. So it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Yeah.
Easy high-scoring game. As much as I want to go for the Eagles, I think, and I'll double check, I went with the Bengals. Right there.
Yeah.
I went with Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I went with Cincinnati because it's one of those coin toss games. You know how I feel about coin toss games where you can go either one. Yeah. So I'm going to go with the home team on this one.
Yeah, we both got Cincinnati.
I like
Joe Burrow. I like Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I really like how they're doing. And I feel like they're going to put on the show. And I don't know what time that game is. Is that at 1 o'clock?
That's a 1 o'clock game.
So, yeah, I mean, that's probably the game that everybody's watching.
I have all my screens up.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, let's go to...
right now, we're both going with the...
We're both going with Cincinnati on that one. Let's go to game number 6. We have the Colts and the Texans. I thought I might see another Joe Flacco signing, but he won't be playing this week. However, C.J. Stroud will be in town.
C.J. Stroud's going to do his thing. I'm going with the Texans here. They didn't play well last week. Not that they didn't play well, they just didn't have enough to win.
They didn't perform. He didn't throw any touchdowns.
So
which he normally does.
That's not going to, we're not going to see that 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
Forget about it. So for me, I'm going Texans. Houston, let's go. Houston, A-Town, let's stand up.
All right, game number 7. We've got the Tennessee Titans coming to those fighting Lions in Detroit. Man, we both gotta both have Detroit.
I got Detroit.
I think we both got Detroit on that.
Detroit. Obama just did his thing last night in Detroit.
Okay, yeah.
And,
shout out to
Obama.
Slim Shady.
Yeah. Big Sean, all of that. Detroit is.
Yeah, put Detroit on the board.
You can put them in the playoff bracket. Detroit is balling. I'll go with Detroit on that one.
All right, let's move to game number 7. We have the Atlanta Falcons coming to Tampa Bay.
Yeah, now this is a division.
Will it be another 50 burger?
It's going to
There won't be another 50 burger about Bucks.
No, combined, you may see 60 points combined.
Okay.
You got two explosive offenses. When you look at, man, good gracious. When you look at my man from Atlanta, in the quarterback, Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. You like that?
When you look at Kirk Cousins, and then you look at my man in Tampa Bay, you got two strong quarterbacks with veteran experience, right? Yeah. And I think what you're going to see is a whole showdown. I think you're going to see a lot of explosive plays on offense, defense, not so much. It's going to come down to which team makes the most mistakes. I'm going Tampa Bay on this one just because it was a close game in Atlanta. I'm going to go Tampa Bay at home with the Falcons.
I'm also going Tampa Bay at home, and because they are starting to look like that playoff team that they came in Philadelphia.
So Tampa Bay.
Yeah, they shut Philadelphia down. So I got the Bucks as well. Let's move to game number 8. The New Orleans Saints at the Chargers. The Lightning Bolts going to be good at home this week?
I think they will. I started off this season, and a lot of people did, on the Saints train. Yeah. I was marching in. I really was. And I'll be there for Super Bowl. TheOfficePool will be there for Super Bowl. Yeah. And too bad that the New Orleans Saints won't be there. I thought they were going to be hosting the Super Bowl. Yeah, they look really good those first 3 games. They started off very strong. I mean, they started off very strong. And since then, I have not seen or heard anything from the Saints that makes me want to pick them going into week 8. So you put me down for the opposing team.
I'll tell you what, I see Alvin Kamara
with the Saints
showing up this week. I know Derek Carr, he's questionable. However, I see the Saints looking to bring that train they had for those first 3 games of the season, where they scored 43 against the Panthers and 41 against the Cowboys, and ran up the score on a couple other teams. So I'm going with the Saints.
Oh, so you want the Saints? I'm going with the Chargers. Yeah. Okay, well there we go. That's our first split so far.
Situation number 9, we got the Bills. Coming to that 12th man in Seattle.
This is a tough one. This is a tough one. And
this is tough one.
Agree. This is really tough. So Seattle has been lights out on the road, right? As well as at home. They did take a loss at home that I didn't see coming. I just don't see them taking another loss at home. I really like Josh Allen. I really like what the Buffalo Bills have been doing so far, and I know they're going to be in the playoffs. I think they lose.
What you got on the board?
I think they lose by a field goal to the Seattle Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks are going to win that. You got Buffalo?
What?
You
2 words, bro. Geno Smith.
Oh, he's going with Seattle.
I got Seattle at home. Let's move to game number 10. We got the Bears. Chicago coming to DC at FedEx Field. Commanders. Commanders got hurt.
Yep, Commanders are bruised up. They are really bruised up. However, they have the better team. They have the better team.
So?
They have the better team when it comes to offense. So the missing component here, that factor is going to be which quarterback start on Sunday. But I still feel strongly that the quarterback and what they have, as amazing as their quarterback is, I think if you should take him out, I don't think the whole thing falls apart.
So you think Marcus Mariota coming in that backup position? Well, he actually scored points last week.
You see what I'm saying? So sometimes you take that.
When QB1 got hurt.
Right, you take a person out and everything falls. In this case, I think if you plug and play and have a really good game, those fans in DC are losing their minds over some doggone Commanders. Yeah. So I'm gonna give the edge to the Commanders on that. It's going to be a tough game. Chicago don't kill me. I gotta go with the Commanders on that.
Chicago, kill them. Because I got you guys. All right? Man. I'm going with Caleb Williams. Wow. I'm going with that gun. Wow. And they're coming. I got Caleb Williams and the Bears.
I was going to go Bears. I had you on the paper. I switched it at the last minute.
Okay. Well, this game right here coming up, game number 11 should be a no-brainer for real. Okay. We got the Chiefs coming to Las Vegas, playing their Raiders.
Do we have any more clips? Can we put it up?
Can we put it there? No-brainer up here?
I don't know.
No-brainer. Right, no-brainer number 3. This is our 3rd no-brainer of the week.
Wow.
This is a record no-brainer week for TheOfficePool in week 8. Yeah, we both, I mean, there's nothing you can say that can make me say, okay, I want to pick the Raiders. I will not pick Las Vegas.
Or pick against Kansas City.
Exactly. So, no brainer number 3. We both got the Chiefs.
They did acquire a new receiver.
I don't care. I don't care.
No brainer.
No brainer.
That Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right. Game number 12, man. We've got the Carolina Panthers coming to Denver Mile High. Hey, that Mile High Stadium and that atmosphere, when you get up in that altitude and your head start getting light, and you get tired doing warm-ups.
Hey. Denver is, the altitude, it does play a major factor, but we're not talking about a real competitive, we're not talking like Kansas City coming to Denver or you know what I mean, or the Bills coming to Denver. We're talking about the Panthers coming to Denver.
Yeah.
I left Denver, I played at the golf course at the Ridge with Ed McCaffrey, and halfway through, if you're not hydrated, I don't get migraines, but your head and your nose will start bleeding.
Yeah.
Your nose bleeds.
That's why they call it the Mile High.
If you're all of a sudden the nosebleeds are so high, you will get a nosebleed in Denver. I mean, here's the thing. The Panthers are already hemorrhaging in the losing category. So there will be bloodshed.
Yeah, 425 in Denver. We both got, that might be our 4th no-brainer pick. That might be Denver.
Wow.
I believe I will see a really good showing from my man, Bo Nix. We talked about him 2 weeks ago, and then when we talked about him, he had a terrible game.
Yeah.
But I got Bo Nix this week, man. I got the Denver Broncos. Now,
talk to me.
Prime time pick of the week.
Let's go.
We are getting ready for our prime time pick of the week. We got the Cowboys in San Francisco against the 49ers. We got the boys against the Niner game. You already know who I got. So I ain't even going, it's already on the board. It's already on the board. I don't have to say anything else. I got the Cowboys. Alex, who do you have for our primetime pick of the week?
I don't have the Cowboys.
You don't have the Cowboys?
Nope.
Okay.
And San Francisco's beat up, and this is one of those games where I think we talked about it when we were doing our recap. Certain teams, Dallas comes to play for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they come to play for Pittsburgh. They come to play in Washington.
Yeah.
And they definitely come to play, bringing back that rivalry in San Francisco, the NFC rivalry, the NFC Championship rivalry of the night.
It's one of those games where if you don't buy a ticket to a San Francisco game, you buy the ticket when the Cowboys.
When the Cowboys come.
You know what I mean? So I get that. So I totally get that. However, I don't see them. I don't see it.
Okay.
I just don't see it.
Well,
I don't see it.
All right, I'm going to give you a reason.
I'm
going to give you a chance to
Convince me to change my pick.
All right, so Brock Purdy will not have Christian McCaffrey.
He won't.
He will not have Brandon Ayuk.
He won't.
He will not have Deebo Samuel.
He will not.
So who else has he got?
He got.
He got George Kittle.
Yep.
That's his double team.
Okay. From what defense?
So we've had a week off. Everybody's going to be back. It won't be in that situation where it got to in the third quarter against the Pittsburgh game when they only had 3 starters in there. All right. Those guys got rested up.
Right.
You know, you'll see that defensive front.
Right.
All right. You'll see those DBs.
Perfectly, we will.
Okay.
Well,
I had it picked as a 28-24 game, like a shootout.
Wow.
However, I kind of thought about it. Maybe San Francisco doesn't score that many points because they don't have that many weapons available, except for George Kittle.
So
maybe it's a 28-12 game. 28-14.
I don't see them stopping the run game that San Francisco put together. It's going to be a ground and pound game where they're just going to tire out this coming off the bye week defense.
All right.
So we'll be watching that closely.
Dak, I hope you did your homework. Just like we talked about. Remember when we talked about Dak? When I was showing you how the young players were playing. That's how you need to play. And coach, 2 running backs. If you're gonna have 2 running backs, make sure they get more than 5 and 7 carries. You might win the game.
Wow.
All right.
Prime time pick of the week.
Yeah, that's our prime time pick of the week. Now we got a special this week, man. This is our drink special at Prime. This is our fall drink special.
Yeah, we do. So we have a wine. Actually, I have it here. This is called The Prisoner. This is an amazing wine here. You can't find it in many restaurants. As a matter of fact, it's definitely hard to come by. This wine, The Prisoner, is from the original immigrants that moved to Italy and were bottling wine.
So tell me about the photo, the picture.
This is a great story. So the artist of this photo was a prisoner, in fact, and would draw pictures of other prisoners, right? And they were using scraps and to make their wine and purify their wine. And they have a series of different wines. And this photo is an actual prisoner.
Oh wow!
In that time period.
So he hand sketched all those while he was in prison.
He did these sketches. And
That's outstanding.
There's a number of different photos, but this photo in particular was used for the bottle. It is called The Prisoner. It is an amazing blend of actually a Zinfandel and a Merlot with hints of Cabernet. You've got some raspberry, you got some vanilla in this. This is a phenomenal wine. You can get this here at Prime to pair it with any of the dishes on there. I think it pairs really well with the tomahawk steak
Yeah,
they have.
definitely pairs with the tomahawk steak.
So if you can get on the list, reservations for this weekend, you want to get here, make sure you order The Prisoner by the bottle, not by the glass.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Well, let's wrap it. Hey, Danny.
Oh, our mixologist.
We didn't add our fall drink. We do have a fall drink here at Prime. Tell us about the fall drink.
So the fall drink on the menu is going to be it's more like a coffee old fashioned.
Like an espresso type old fashioned.
So you're gonna have espresso in your old fashioned, right?
Oh, wow.
So I don't even know the name of this yet, but
he called it the espresso old fashioned.
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
So,
with the flames and everything.
So now, so we got to taste the espresso component.
Yeah.
But we didn't have it all dressed up yet. We were hoping we would get that down and delivered for the show. However, you make it down to Prime, 223 South Elm Street, for some amazing drinks, amazing dishes, where you can find Vibe Dining.
Vibe Dining.
Okay, so yeah, get over here and get the espresso.
That's right.
Old fashioned.
223 South Elm Street in Greensboro, North Carolina. TD.
It's your boy Lock Card.
And this is the Office Pool, and we are saying, see you next week.
That's right. Like and subscribe. Don't let me down. I love your comments.
Like and subscribe. I love those comments too. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys. God bless.